crap. What's up guys, and welcome back to another Crown Racing Co. video. In today's video, I have some brand new aftermarket parts that I'm going to be installing in my C5 Drift Corvette. They're over here on this table. So you guys already saw that I have a Sparco racing seat. So that's going to go back in the car today, and we've got some upgraded aftermarket components that are going to go in the car. So the first one that I'm super stoked on is this brand new racing wheel from OMP. I absolutely love this wheel. It's one of my favorite racing wheels, and then it is 13.75 inches in diameter, and it's a total of roughly 3 inches deep. Actually, it might be 4 inches. It's 90 millimeters, so whatever the heck that is, that's almost 4 inches, just shy of 4 inches in offset. To go along with this OMP racing wheel, I have a 170, if you guys are Corvette guys, focus. If you guys are Corvette owners and you want to put an aftermarket steering wheel in your car, you need to get an NRG hub adapter. So this is going to go on the steering column and adapt it from the spline, obviously, to my bolt pattern for the steering wheel. I also got brand new 3-inch width OMP racing harness. So this is a 6-point racing harness that's going to be replacing the Red Crow harnesses that you guys saw me run last year, and that we also gave away to a subscriber in a giveaway video a couple videos ago. So that's it. Essentially, in today's video, we're going to be installing these aftermarket components into the Corvette. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my 1997 C5 Corvette drift car. We got a lot of cool stuff done to it. I have a dual caliper, a hydraulic Willwood setup on this car. We made a video on that. I just installed this roll cage from Cage Kits. I have BC Racing coilovers, MagnaFlow exhaust, SLR angle kit, you know, a bunch of goodies. So if you guys like Corvettes, go check out the rest of our videos. If you like drifting in Corvettes, I really recommend you guys go check out our previous videos. So like and subscribe. So anyway, so the steering wheel install is pretty straightforward, right? So here I bought a steering wheel remover set. This essentially just, it is very similar to a pulley puller, but it's made for steering wheels, right? Easy. So here's the stock wheel. The stock steering wheel, I measured it. It's almost 15 inches in diameter. It's 14.75, so it's a pretty wide wheel. Putting a smaller wheel is going to give me more room to pull the handbrake, and it's also gonna allow me to do less user input to still get the same amount of steering angle out of the car. Also, I mean, above all, would you just look at this wheel? It's beautiful. It's a huge upgrade. I've always wanted this wheel. The harness, like I mentioned, is a 6-point. So it ties to the car in 6 different locations. So here are the shoulder straps with the big OMP logos. So these are gonna go into the center bracket right here at my waist. And then the other ends are actually gonna go around my roll cage bar, which you can see right here. So here's my driver harness bar, and then I have another harness bar for the passenger when we get there. So those are the easier ones. These are the waist straps. So these are the ones that are coming right here across your waist and then through the side seat holes. So those come with these eye bolts here, and we're actually gonna be using these eye bolts. So these eye bolts are going to secure the frame of my Sparco racing seat to the car, and they do that by going through these holes here in the chassis, and then they poke out through the bottom with a nut, right? Pretty straightforward. So then we have these clips, and then the eye bolts will go right into that. And the reason we do that is because if you were just to hard mount this, like bolt the seatbelt to the chassis, you might not have the correct angle at which the strap needs to come through for it to be safe. So when you use an eye bolt, as you tighten it down around your waist, the belt can move to whatever position it needs to not be all bound up. The last ones are these eye bolts. So this is the 6-point here, right? So this is the last 2. These are called submarine belts. So if you get in a collision, you want to have belts kind of right here going in between your legs which go through this center pocket here on the seat. And the reason you do that is because if you get into a really bad racing accident, if your belts aren't tight enough, you can actually submarine underneath the harness and go flying into the front of the driver's compartment, which we don't want. So the last 2 6 points of the harness go through here, and then I'm gonna put the eye bolts right here through these holes that I already have pre-drilled, and then they'll clip in right there. So that is basically a quick rundown of what we're doing today. The very first thing we're gonna do is the seat and the harnesses, because then once I get comfortable with the seat, then we can swap the wheel out, and let's dive into this. This will be good fun. I just got the harness all wrapped around the clips correctly and then zip tied up out of place. And I got the length set as well. So I already sat in the seat and I knew where I wanted this. You usually want this buckle somewhere right around your belly button. Yeah, so the only downside about doing a 3-inch thick here is it can get into your neck a little bit.
You just pull your shirt up.
Yeah, Mark likes to do what he calls a collar trick, right? Is that what we're calling it? You just kind of pull your shirt up a bit. And that OMP is supposed to be right here on the shoulder.
Yep.
I think it looks really good. Check it out, guys. We got those top shoulder restraints in. They look so good. I love what the little amounts of yellow are doing for the car. We got the extra slack all wrapped up in the back here, so it looks all nice and clean. Sweet. We're gonna wait to do the side restraints because I need to get the correct size or length eye bolts. And we're gonna jump into installing the steering wheel now. Let's do that. You ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
I heard getting an OEM steering wheel off a car is not easy. It's like usually stuck on there. So we're gonna have to yank on this thing a bit.
I'm over here, Steve.
Oh.
I don't think it'll be as bad as you think it's gonna be.
All right, well, we're about to find out. Let's do it. Okay, so we tried the bolt method and we were just pulling the cast aluminum apart. So the steering wheel puller kit also came with these little hooks. So now hopefully these can hook in there and pull the wheel off.
You think it's gonna work?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm feeling like a 6.
I'll give it 50-50 odds.
This is some cheap cast aluminum garbage. All right, guys, we got some jank going on here. I'm gonna cover up and hope for the best. Ready?
Yeah, we're ready to go. What happened, Steve?
We're making progress. We got the wheel to move a couple millimeters on the spline, but catastrophe struck. And if you guys remember, this used to be a hook. It's no longer a hook.
Rip. Well, back to just pulling on the steering wheel.
Yeah, we might pull on the steering wheel. Since we already got it, we could hit it with a hammer and try to pull on it a bit. Or we have to drill into the steering wheel and then drill and tap new holes for those bolts to go.
This is really fighting us.
Yeah, this is difficult. Difficult. Guys, oh my God. It's a totally different day, right? It's a totally different day. We couldn't get the frickin' steering wheel off yesterday. We just got the steering wheel off. And that was the hardest thing I have ever had to do to a car. The steering wheel got mutilated, right? So like if you look in here, the center splined portion completely just broke away from the steering wheel itself. So look at what Marcus came up with. Mark's enjoying a victory popsicle right now. But look at what he's like, get that fucking camera off me. All right, so after countless tries, we tried a slide hammer and we tried 2 different configurations of an actual puller. Steve completely broke the steering wheel. Yeah. So here was the actual solution. So that's the spline portion that used to be inside of there. Inside of that wheel. And me and Steve wailed on this. We tried cutting it and splitting it with a punch. That didn't work, so we had to actually weld these bolts to the sleeve and then use the puller to get it out. That was terrible. That was the worst thing I've ever done. That was honestly like a solid 2 hours of just working on just this. That was more than that. Maybe 3. That was a lot. That sucked. That was terrible. Put this on our trophy wall because I'm kind of proud of this. Honestly, guys, after that, don't even buy an aftermarket steering wheel. Just run your stock one. He almost gave up. He almost gave up. I did. Just run your stocky. Do not go through what we just did. But on a cheerier note, the NRG hub adapter is on, and we're about to bolt the OMP racing wheel on. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. That's it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for our next video because Marcus and I are going to Sick Power Fest at M1 Concourse to go do some drifting. That's all we got. Peace.